Change can be a double-edged sword, especially when it involves something as beloved as Cracker Barrel. For decades, this iconic restaurant chain has been cherished for its nostalgic charm and hearty Southern meals. But when one loyal fan voiced her disappointment over the brand's recent rebranding efforts, it sparked a heated debate that's still simmering. Could Cracker Barrel have made a misstep in trying to modernize? And here's the twist. Not everyone agrees on whether these changes are for better or worse. Rachel Love, a 38-year-old Tennessee resident and self-proclaimed die-hard Cracker Barrel enthusiast, found herself at the center of this controversy earlier this year. During an April visit to her local Cracker Barrel Old Country store, she immediately noticed something was off. The warm, dim lighting had been replaced with brighter, harsher fixtures. The walls once adorned with vintage artifacts were now bare, and perhaps most painfully, the classic peg games, longtime staples of the dining experience, had vanished without a trace. Her reaction? Disappointment tinged with disbelief. To share her feelings with the world, Love posted a TikTok video showcasing the revamped interior alongside a poignant caption. When Cracker Barrel took away the last piece of nostalgia you had left, that post struck a nerve, quickly gaining traction online and turning Love into an accidental spokesperson for disgruntled fans. In fact, her critique resonated so strongly that Cracker Barrel sent her a gift basket, a gesture that might seem thoughtful, but ultimately did little to address the deeper concerns. Love isn't alone in her sentiment. Many others have taken to social media to express their dissatisfaction with the broader rollout of the rebrand, which includes a minimalist new logo devoid of the familiar imagery that once defined the brand. One commenter summed it up bluntly: "They ruined a good thing." This backlash raises an important question. Why mess with success? Sarah Moore, Cracker Barrel's chief marketing officer, previously assured Fox News Digital in May that core elements like the peg games, rocking chairs, and other beloved features would remain untouched. Yet Love claims she received conflicting information directly from the company's TikTok account, which initially responded to one of her videos with reassurances that the essence of Cracker Barrel wasn't changing, just getting shined up a bit. Interestingly, that comment has since disappeared, leading Love to speculate that the company realized they may have been misleading customers. Determined to see if anything remained of the Cracker Barrel she grew up loving, Love returned to the restaurant in June, armed with a gift card from the aforementioned basket. Accompanied by her parents and son, she hoped for a glimmer of the old magic. But alas, it was nowhere to be found. Describing the atmosphere as polished and manufactured but lacking soul, she lamented how the venue now felt indistinguishable from any generic chain restaurant. It was no longer the cozy retreat steeped in tradition. It had become sterile and, dare we say, depressing. But the changes weren't limited to aesthetics. Love also voiced concerns about the food quality, claiming it had taken a noticeable nosedive. Take the biscuits, for example, a hallmark of any Cracker Barrel meal. Once soft, buttery, and irresistible, they now resembled hard, flat dinner rolls. Even her go-to dish, the meatloaf platter, complete with mac and cheese, green beans, and mashed potatoes, fell short. While the meatloaf and mac and cheese earned praise, the green beans tasted canned, and the mashed potatoes were described as dry, lumpy, and oddly sticky. A far cry from the comforting side dishes she remembered. This decline in culinary standards adds fuel to the fire for critics who argue that Cracker Barrel should focus less on superficial updates and more on preserving what truly sets them apart. As Love put it, for a restaurant known for its nostalgia, what makes you unique now? Her sentiments echo those of another vocal critic, @CoachDugs, whose viral video showcasing the interior of a remodeled location garnered significant attention. Captioned simply, "At a remodeled Cracker Barrel, I hate it." The clip encapsulated the frustration shared by countless patrons. Duggs, a Florida resident who requested anonymity, reminisced about the classic ambiance that used to evoke the feeling of enjoying a home-cooked meal prepared by a Southern grandmother. Now, he likened the space to a warehouse cluttered with random knickknacks, a stark departure from its former warmth and authenticity. Despite the uproar, Cracker Barrel maintains that the majority of guests are pleased with the updates. A spokesperson emphasized that the redesign was guided by direct feedback from both customers and employees, asserting that the strong performance of the renovated locations validates their approach. However, the phrase vocal minority has been repeatedly invoked to dismiss dissenting opinions, a move that some view as dismissive rather than constructive. So where does this leave us? Is Cracker Barrel genuinely evolving to meet the demands of a changing market, or are they alienating the very audience that built their legacy? Love and others advocate for preserving the untouched locations, warning that further expansions of the new model could spell disaster for the brand. Do not do this to any more stores, Love urged, or you're going to tank this company. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear. Nostalgia runs deep, and tampering with it is risky business. Do you think Cracker Barrel's rebrand will ultimately pay off, or are they jeopardizing their identity for fleeting trends? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take.